Getting better advertising ROI seems to be a never ending quest. Next up, Safura Atan from Strat Navigo, Ashran Datogazi from Datel Asia Group, and Azlan Shah from Medcat will be sharing how this can be achieved with targeted ads powered by Persona Analytics.
Good morning, good afternoon, and evening, wherever you are in the world. I am Safura Atan from Strat Navigo Consulting, Managing Partner and Alchemist. And today we will be dissecting the topic how to improve your advertising return on investment with targeted ads powered by Persona Analytics. Indeed, it is a mouthful. And today, to help us break it down, we are honored to have with us Ashran Datuk Ghazi, CEO of Datel Asia, and also Ahmad Azlan bin Ahmad Shah, co-founder and chief strategist of MedCard. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hi, Sabra.
Hi, Safura.
Hey, so to start off, I would like to have a brief introduction from both of you, what your organization is all about. And let's have Ashran to start off with.
Sure. Thanks, Safra. And hi, Aslan. Good to see you again. Again, greetings, everyone that is on this TurboCharge live session. So a quick introduction on Datel, for those that's not familiar with us yet. We are a data analytics and intelligence company with a core focus in consumers, media, and e-commerce. What we essentially do as a mission, and within the company itself, is to ensure that businesses like yourselves out there are able to use data in the most simplest, accessible, and actionable manner. We understand sometimes data can be overwhelming. Hence, our drive as an organization is to make sure that it is as simple, as seamless as possible, but more importantly, drives results for your business. So that's what we do.
Awesome, Ashran. Thank you so much. Definitely the right person to be with us today. And with us, we have Azlan. So, Azlan, why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum, and good afternoon to everybody, wherever you are. Welcome to again Turbo Charge Live. I'm Azlan, the co-founder for MedCard. So what we do basically, we assist companies to better manage their medical benefits by empowering a fairer medical benefit ecosystem. We have been in business since 2016, but again, we went live in 2018. This is our 4th year. And we're also the brand owner for Celizium Multicase. I think we have been using the Asia Delta services for our marketing since we started the brand. So it has been giving us good results. So it's good that I can share our experiences using those marketing tech to actually deploy our products.
Just a slide again, Safra. Lan, my wife swears by Celizium, dude.
Yes, it's easier. We have a app to actually verify the system. No doubt we are selling at premium at the moment, but again, I think with all the tech that we offered in with the product itself, I think that's give us a better value like compared to the other products. Tapi sekarang ni dah endemic kan.
So great. So we've got one person who is actually driving the data analytics, and we've got Azlan who's actually using it. So let me just start off the session with the question that me personally would love to know.
Right.
So, and I'm going to start with, of course, Ashran first. What is persona analytics? If you can break it down to be something that I could understand myself.
Can. Well, let's split the word to some extent. Let's focus on the word persona first. Yeah. The word persona is essentially describing a person, right? So as a business, the usual question or any business school or even marketing gurus would actually tell a business owner or an entrepreneur, the usual byline is, who's your customer, right? So everyone will kind of define, a certain gender, a certain age group, a certain income level, and so forth. But when you use the word persona, it's actually describing the particular audience segment that you are trying to address, or who is your potential prospect. And when you describe the person, right, you want to be able to describe them in as holistic as possible. The better you can describe this person, what else they like, their behaviors and so forth, then the better you are able to address that particular group. So whenever we talk to somebody, or any marketing person will talk to anyone, they will say, let's try and define who is the persona of your customer, right? And the trick is actually to be able to drill that down. But the challenge of most business is that you know what you know and you don't know what you don't know. So that's where we come in to kind of then allow them to have access to data of the consumer behavior in Malaysia, for instance, right? And by that virtue, they are able to kind of have better insights of designing that persona based on real data, as opposed to just observing or having their own hypothesis or any biasness that they have based on what they see in the market, essentially. So that's what we do on that. The word analytics, when you combine together, is pretty much creating a persona, like I described just now, of the segment of customers that is appropriate for your business, but using analytics tools and data to be able to help you describe and segment better your customers, essentially. I hope that helps crystallize a little bit what that is.
Yeah, so you're talking about understanding your customers and using technology, analyzing it so that you could use it to drive your marketing. Did I sum it up correctly?
Perfect.
Okay, awesome. So let's go to Azlan, because Azlan is a practitioner. So in your situation, how have you used persona analytics in your advertising?
Well, I think but we actually rolled out Celysium back in July 2021. It was just a massive e-commerce sale, public sales. So we just don't very take concern of the persona of our client. But moving forward, when there's issues of price ceilings and the other competitors started to throw in their price. So I think we decided to go a bit more detailed, a bit more thorough, and targeted our reach to a customer that's suited to purchasing our Celysium as compared to the rest. I think that's the reason why we opted to actually work together with Rev and Atel for our first targeting the right customer for our brand.
And how has it gone for you for now? I mean, what's the traction now, considered that you have been using persona analytics in your marketing?
Yeah, it's been good. We got a lot of impressions and clicks from those particular site that was showing our ads. So I think we noticed there's a huge jump in the orders in that particular month that we actually run our campaign. So that's a good sign. I think moving forward, we will actually explore for our other products to actually market the similar services. But I foresee that's a good tool for us SMEs and startups to actually utilize and use it to our advantage.
Awesome. So how long have you been utilizing persona analytics in your marketing?
I think we've been using it for the last, it was last year, I think, when we the spike of our orders. But right now, because it's more like an endemic stage, we don't use the marketing tool as much because orders are getting slower now and people are no longer required to test as part of, unless you are required. But it was done in Q3 and Q4 last year.
I see. All right.
So this year
Awesome. Great.
we start using it because we are moving toward endemic, but we are launching a few of our other new products that we may want to actually work again with Rev and Atel to actually push to our right persona, because at the moment the new product is more a bit of high end. So we really like to target the right demographics and the right persona actually to actually convince them to purchase our products.
Great, great. Definitely, that's critical, especially when there's the change between pandemic to endemic. I mean,
Yes.
frankly speaking, for me personally, I still test.
Yeah.
I still test even though it's not a requirement due to the job scope and things that we do. Great. Thank you for that, Sherry. So just going back to Ashran, how do we start if we're an SME and I'm interested in persona analytics in my marketing? And typically SME, as you said, we don't know what we don't know. And typically there's a lot that we don't know. So how would you, as an SME, if I were an SME, and how would I go about using this? What are the
Right.
steps that we need to start off with?
So before I answer that question, Safra, I just want to extend a little bit from what Aslan was sharing just now, and I also missed out to some extent.
Awesome. Yeah.
So Aslan was talking about Ref Media Group. So for you guys out there, some of you may be familiar with Ref. Some of you may not be familiar with Ref. Ref is actually the digital arm of Media Prima Group, and Datel has actually collaborated with Ref Asia Group, Ref Media Group, in order to actually enable SMEs to be able to advertise also beyond social media. Most SMEs, the first go-to marketplace to advertise is the social media platforms because that's the most affordable. But what we have done together with Ref Media Group is actually make the digital brands of NST, Obulan, Says, Sirap Limau, and all those brands that's under the Media Prima digital arm accessible to SMEs. So that's just to put into context what Aslan was sharing just now. And that was one of the first time that Medcat, I think, was using different beyond social media assets, which I think, for the most part, 95% of SMEs have not tried it out because it is not accessible as before. Right now, it is accessible. So that's just to give all the audience out there a better context to what Aslan was talking with regards to Ref. Because we know not many people are familiar with the name Ref, but Ref actually owns 30 plus sites, and they are actually the largest audience network in Malaysia. Larger than actually the social media platforms that we are probably aware of right now.
Yes.
So and that's pretty exciting. So coming back to your question again just now. So how do you start?
Yes, please.
To go that journey.
How do we start? I'm super interested.
Well, number one, for any of the SMEs out there, the intent on wanting to actually gather more market has to always got to start there. But you do not need to be a data science person because that's what most people are concerned about. Do I need to actually, have some fundamentals in data science for me to use data to be able to do targeting and so forth? We have actually made the platform super simple. All that is required is actually for SMEs or even your marketing team to actually have a sense of curiosity. Once you've got a sense of curiosity, then you can actually use the tools that we have to kind of just imagine a Rubik Cube is a consumer that you can kind of play around to see which actually audience segment is best for me. Right? And I thought what Medcat has done was quite interesting because one would say, who's going to use the article toolkit? Hey, everybody lah, one. But what they did was, because they know their price points, they know all these things and the other players in the market, I want to go and target people who values and pampers themselves. That means they want to take care of themselves. They're willing to spend money to actually take care of themselves, right? People who is actually ultra price sensitive will not spend money to take care of themselves. So what Medcat team did was, right, design an audience segment to look for people who's actually usually going for massage. So we have this category called Pamper Me.
True.
Right? And all the team did was pretty much, hey, Pamper Me looked like it's a good segment for us because they are willing to spend money to go for massage, to go for spa, to go and take care of themselves. So if they are willing to spend to do those things, then they ought to be the right match for the Silixium product.
Okay,
All right.
so
That's what I mean
Great.
by all you require is thinking. The tools are there to help you support and validate your thinking.
okay, if I may
Right,
add to what
so-
Ashram was saying just now, after we actually use their services, I think we decided to be their partner as well. We found it
That's
very
true.
interesting.
Awesome.
Yes, actually we have a
That's a
we
great
have-
buy-in. That's a great
yeah, we
buy-in.
have our own team who actually
Testimony.
our online media. So we decided, hey, this is a good product that we utilize. So we decided, hey, let's become your partner. And I think we started to selling to all our panels, the few hospital that subscribe to our services through our team. So I
Great.
think it's a good
Great.
collaboration between MedCard and Datel and Rev. From being a user previously, and now we are their partner. So that
I
shows
see.
how
Awesome.
impressive that we value the
How
contribution,
powerful the
the
tool
marketing
is.
tool is. Yes.
Great. Awesome. So I think that's really great to hear what Datel has to offer, and a case study that is actually happening to the point that it's giving testimony and becoming a partner. That's great. And for those SMEs out there, you start off with what you have, a sense of curiosity, thinking tools, looking at who you are targeting at the moment, and bring it to Datel to share so that they can actually give you better analytics of the persona that you have, so you can get the ROI from your marketing. So thank you, gentlemen, for the awesome session. So I just like to give a quick reminder to everybody that I hope all of you can join us in the masterclass 7 to 8 in the afternoon, and you just can check out the conference schedule to find out exactly the time. And with that, we just like to say, hey, thank you so much to Datel to be the Platinum MarTech sponsor and MedCard as the Gold corporate sponsor. Good job, guys. You're really supporting MarTech, and I really hope all of you out there listening in to us, you'll take the opportunity to take your business further using marketing technology to help you be better. So with that, thank you so much for being with us today, and remember to join us again in the masterclass on the 7th to 8th. There's 2 masterclass, and I look forward in seeing you guys. With that, thank you so much, and everybody say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, hello.
Hai, dengar. Ya, Shan, dengar.
Dengar, dengar, dengar.
Aku kena sejuk dekat Starbucks kan.
I saw the question, Safra. I've responded in the chat, but I can also overlay a little bit more with regards to, I believe this question is from Nini, right? The thing is, for everyone's benefit, uh, our customers have multiple personas. I'm sure, Safra. So customers usually have multiple personas. It's not a singular persona per se. And how we've analyzed things. So usually brands would define persona from their perspective, right? But when we design the persona, it is from a consumer market perspective. Imagine you're looking at the whole map of Malaysian consumers, and you're trying to identify different sides of the person. Put yourself, as a scenario. There are things that you like at different instances and so forth. Categorically, that would be the different sets of persona that you have lah. So it's not singular, and it really doesn't matter whether the customer knows it or not, because the data points are coming from already from a lens of statistical strength. So it's not about them knowing it; it's about you knowing it and how you reach them without them realizing it, I guess. So that's my response to Nini, as an extension to what I have responded already in the group. I hope Nini is still around and that answers your question, Nini. This one to Azlan.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that we wanted to do moving forward. Utilizing the capability that we have with the marketing tech that we already are quite accustomed with to actually not say influence, but I think allowing our customers to make better choices and again making better health decisions. Most probably I will have an offline session with Nini later while we undertake this initiative. I will share the result from this.
Sorry, I was talking with the mic off. This is organizer level question, right? How do you justify the ROI? So it depends on which aspect, but I'm going to narrow it down to with regards to advertising on ref itself, leveraging on data per se. One thing to note, when we talk about utilization of data, what we do at the back end with Ref Media Group is actually combine two sets of data, the media consumption data and the consumer consumption data in their lives. And once that's meshed up, that allows the level of accuracy of targeting to be a lot better. Now, once it's a lot better with regards to your level of accuracy of targeting, the ROI then is measured based on the click-through rate performance. So if you are able to narrow down the audience that you're trying to target with a smaller dollar spend, then you are able to actually get better ROI lah. And what we're proud to share right now essentially is that over the multiple and series of ads that's been running on Ref Media Group platform and improving of the algorithm, the benchmark with clients is usually, at least on social media, at least a 3% click-through rate. But the average that we have experienced for our clients on the performance category of the ad is actually about 4.2%. So that's quite amazing when you get the right combo of right audience segmentation, right creatives, and right messaging. So I hope that answers the question with regards to ROI. We know, especially our SMEs, are very sensitive about ROI. Whenever I spend, I can't wait too long before I recover my investment, so to speak. So we are cognizant of that. And that is why our DNA is actually very different than the Facebook DNA, for instance. Facebook wants you to keep on putting money and try things out until you can get to a certain point of a result. For us, if we don't think the segmentation that you have defined is going to get yield, we are not even going to allow you to actually advertise. We're going to say go back and revisit and kind of retweak your persona segmentation, and that's really important for us. Yield results is far more important than just trying to get the clients to continuously spend without the result. Interesting also on that note, Safra, where you mentioned about, you can be measured better than billboard marketing. True, but there's a lot of conversations right now also with regards to digital out of home, and we have been talking to Ref, because Ref is to some extent entrusted also to look at the various platforms within the Media Prima Group from a digital lens. So not long, I think, in the future, that you will be able to actually, get some sense of measurement also with regards to billboards. May not be on the same level of matrix as what we do on the standard digital footprint, but nevertheless, better than none lah. Most definitely on Manisa's point with regards to contents suit to the values of the persona. For those of you guys who have not spoken to any of the team at Datel, we've got a consumer model that looks at the value traits of the consumer. So you can actually target audience based on the value traits of the consumer.
Hey guys, thanks Shan for repeating that point. So we're going to wrap up the session because we'll be moving on to the next panel.
Is this an
Um,
intervention session?
so atas arahan. So the thing is, Data has got a masterclass after lunch, right, Ashwan?
Yes, yes, yes.
I think people were amazed by the first set of masterclass yesterday, and some have indicated that they're definitely coming back for the masterclass today because it's addressing a different aspect of Datel. So for those who want to catch Datel at their masterclass, there's going to be one after lunch. And then I think this panel is going to go to the lounge and see whether there's anyone else who wants to sembang with you guys. Maybe a bit shy to ask here, and maybe want to catch up with you guys. So you guys can go and have a chat with this panel at the lounge after the session. Thanks so much, everyone.
All right. Thank you for the intervention too.